Hey guys, welcome back. It's not going to crash this time for like 2 times in a row. I've literally done the introduction and I feel like I should do something different, which I
Hey
already have.
guys!
Thank you. That's a real morale boost. So, thank you, Spuddington. I am Pulse, and I'm not going to even introduce you now because of that.
Hey guys! My name's Puddington and I'm here with Pulse.
We should totally do that. But anyway,
Oh dear.
Pain coming on to Etnex, and Frag are actually trading up as well. The early levels, like level 1 and 2, is always like the critical point in bottom lane where you can really see a potential kill happening. And it will hurt you a lot.
Yeah, I've got to say actually, there were a couple of things that you probably missed because the stream was having some issues. The Wraith, CURSE invaded WINFAKT's jungle and they
Meanwhile, top Maluno heading straight onto I'm the team captain. And Angus following after does not have the equilibrium to go down Maluno. Ow! Blocking the thundering blow. Wow, Maluno.
Pro.
Good.
Yeah, like I say, they stopped Maokai from seeding the Wraith camp ahead of time like he likes to do. So that's going to slow down his jungle a little bit. Nothing too serious though, he started Wolves Blue, as most junglers nowadays do. And,
but meanwhile, mid, Ignite has gone down straight onto Kaostv. Tab's following this one after. Will be taking down, the Hellpart has been popped. Blocking the one auto-attack, Ignite goes down as well. Luna coming in from the side. Is caught between a Tabs and... Oh, flash mace to face. Not going to finish him off though. Now he's in a dicey position. Maluno still following after, Tether goes down. Kaostv, okay, interesting. And
he was trying to prevent Slepper from getting the kill there, I think.
Right,
but,
yeah.
Beyond that, yeah, and waste as much time as well, because Etnex has now pushed it to his tower and it's going to make his life a little bit difficult for the next 20 seconds or so. Take a few mystic shots to the face while he's trying to CS. It's always, difficult to deal with actually, because when you've got none of your own creeps at the tower, there's nothing to block Mystic Shot, so obviously he's just going to spam it. And actually, yeah, you're seeing something interesting since the patch, which is that Etnex is maxing Mystic Shot. He hasn't even taken Essence Flux yet.
Interesting. Also, I saw Lulush gone 2 points into Help Picks and nothing yet into Whimsy. I think last game he didn't even put anything into Whimsy for the longest time. Which is interesting because, well, Squirrel is strong.
Yeah, you'd think so, but apparently not very usable. But that does actually deeply surprise me, though. I mean, that kind of escape is really handy, and I guess it's because he needs to keep that poke going. He needs to keep up with Sona on poke. So maxing Help Picks and maxing Glitter Lance will be, obviously, crucial to that plan. But it seems a little bit odd. And Etnex is going to stop him from freezing that.
Yeah, generally that's a really good thing to do as an AD carry, and it's kind of like a small thing, but it's kind of like you won't notice it if it's not pointed out, and the fact that basically he was trying to freeze it around where the smiley face terrain is, and couldn't, because basically he was forcing him back with the pressure of being auto-attacked and standing there and fighting creeps as well. He couldn't do it. So basically he forced him to bring it to his turret, meaning that, well, it's going to be hard to the last hit, and then he can go back as well. Otherwise, if he freezes it there, then it's going to be very awkward for Etnex because it basically means he can be ganked, he can be in all sorts of trouble. For a variety of reasons, lane being pushed is not a good thing. So, that's why he did. That's basically why he did it, and it's one of those things. It's really clever mechanically, but Ghost coming in with a Twisted Advance mid, and Tabs will not be picked up. Flash has been popped. So. See, he got pushed back, but WINFAKT came off a bit worse in that trade.
Yeah, that was probably a bit too risky. I mean, Diana always has that problem. If you try and go in on Diana with a character like Maokai, Twisted Advance, she'll pop her shield, and then she'll take the initial burst damage from the Twisted Advance on the first shield, and then simply because you're in melee range with her, you'll pop the second shield, and she'll get the double effect, basically, to the max. So she'll actually end up having, what, 100, maybe 200 more effective health than she would have had otherwise, which obviously throws off people's attempts to burst her. I'm noticing Maluno possibly giving himself away slightly there by queuing through the wall.
I'm not here, guys, don't worry.
Yeah, this ain't nothing. but I'm noticing the Maud is actually pretty significantly out farming Diana at the moment, and with what, 14 CS on her? That's pretty significant, especially considering Maud is probably one of the hardest scaling characters in the game. He just becomes unkillable while dealing a ridiculous amount of damage. But,
Staying...
You're roboting.
Well, staying native. Am I?
Yes, I'm afraid you're incomprehensible, so I'm going to carry on for you. It looks like Nocturne, Malunu, is going to be coming in bot lane, which seems a little bit strange. He has his paranoia up, so even though the bush is warded, he can still lane gank, coming in through there, bolt in, and it looks like Aurelia and Goats are going to be crossing paths. Aurelia is going to back off pretty short. No, actually going to go all in on the Maokai and, yeah, take him out before he can really react. But now she's in an awkward position, and Nocturne coming in at bottom lane, jumping in on it next, going to be chasing him down. Meanwhile, Fragger and Corky get insta-killed, and Anguish is going to be running to the safety of Diana, but nope, not in time. And I'm the team captain, will be picking up that kill. And Tabs is now going to have to run from the acceleration gate, but no, okay, they're not going to bother trying to go for that. It's too risky because Diana could possibly burst them down.
Well, 5 kills in quick succession, all over the map. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'm not a very good play-by-play caster. That was challenging. I'm going to be honest.
Thrown in the deep end, as it were. That was kind of... Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. But something I just saw while I was lagging horrifically was 6... Actually, they turned around onto 6 thinking, okay, this is an easy kill, 2 versus 1, Son doesn't have damage, he's been exhausted. She turned around, him a valid, and picked up a kill onto both Slepper and Fragger.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah. Bringing her to a 2 and 1.
That's scumbag Sona, but in a good way, I suppose. Looks like she's going to be... Tabs is going to be picking up blue all on his own, actually. Nocturne isn't even going to bother helping. Again, this is kind of that aspect of the survivability of Diana. With that refreshing shield, she's able to take blue buff on her own pretty easily. So it looks like she's just going to be... Nope, just kind of maybe going up via Tribush, but no, she's not. She's going to head back to mid and try and maybe take out Kaostv, because Kaostv right now obviously needs to go back. He's a bit low on health, and Diana could very easily kill him. So.
Wow, Mordecai's 90 farm. It's about 10 minutes into the game, so he's in a good place right now. He's been taking all of the things, and he died as well, remember that, so yeah, he's doing pretty well right now on farm.
Yeah, he can't be missing a single creep in lane. I mean, obviously now he is because it's been pushed to his tower. But that's a really good creep score. I mean, typically you don't expect to see more than... Like, a really good creep score is to be 2 behind the minutes. So essentially you have your number, so say 90 creeps at 11 minutes would be considered really, really good. So obviously having 90 minutes at 9 minutes is very impressive indeed.
Yeah, obviously you get past a minute, which is fully possible with characters like, like Gragas, like Oriana, like Mordekaiser, who can just farm those camps so easily. It's definitely a possibility. And before you mentioned, in fact, I wanted to make the point before I started roboting and going, mecha pulse, but...
Yep. You're not, don't worry, go ahead.
You scared me! So Kaostv just kind of actually trading off with Tabs, just keeping in place for a while Goats actually gets in there. Present goes out, have a present. And Aurelia coming down though. Something could happen, Goats coming off to the side. Kaostv ultimately goes down, there's the paranoia, jumping off the massive burst damage into Dustbringer. That'll be the kill from Anguish.
Actually very nice that Malunu who actually spell shielded the Mount Mordekaiser ultimate.
Oh wow.
Stopped him from getting lifesteal from it, stopped him from keeping himself alive. And Goats has to be really careful here. They're very capable of diving him. It looks like they're just gonna have Jace clear the way behind them.
And the team captain. Oh, once again, Malunu. Fantastic spell shields.
Yeah, really, really well done. And I believe you had a point, by the way, before that little frisson in mid happened.
Yeah, I did, and I've probably forgotten it.
That could be a problem, so we'll just go back to what's actually happening. Looks like it's just going to cover mid for a bit while Maud isn't here. Yeah,
oh yeah, I remember.
What was it?
Okay, it's going to be like it's like I built up the the suspense now, and now it's going to be terrible. But basically, when
Kaostv Revolution.
Meanwhile, at bottom, Etnex. Ooh, good Valkyrie jumping out in the way of that, and he'll be good to go. Meanwhile, at top, Jace being followed after by Anguish. Equilibrium Strike went down into the Blade Surge.
Etnex is chasing after Fragger as well, and backing off there, diving behind the tower, but they didn't really have the slow to keep them stick onto them. So what was your point, Pulse?
I'm never going to get to it, am I?
Point. Right,
point. So, you were saying before about Diana farming worse than Mordekaiser, and a lot of people would be like, oh, well, Mordekaiser can farm the lane easy because he's got all those skills which, you can just farm with. Well, that's true. Generally, most AP mids will be farming with auto attacks, so it's not just because by virtue of playing Mordekaiser he's got more farm, it's the fact that he's playing well and using those skills in the correct manner, and Tabs has been zoned out by Mordekaiser's skills rather than the fact that she doesn't have abilities to farm perfectly with like Mordekaiser can.
Yeah, and actually, by the way, there was a WINFAKT picked up a pretty uncontested dragon. I think because Ezreal and Sona had dived, they had forced back the entire bottom lane and were pretty on decent health to help with the dragon, so CURSE didn't even bother trying to contest that. And yeah, this is a much more even game than we've seen previously with CURSE, actually. They seem to be taking it a lot more seriously, and they seem to be, honestly, if not on the back foot, they're not snowballing out of control. And I'm the team captain going in on Anguish, who's just sitting there and trading with him, and I'm not sure she can win that fight. Yeah, she's going to have to back out there. Not the ultimate, though.
Nocturne's in the vicinity, meanwhile bottom next being chunked down by Slepper. Valkyrie after into the flash as well. Heal goes down, heal bait. Tree Shot Barrage comes down, misses Slepper. But Maokai coming down as well. Etnex returning into this fight, Six being very aggressive. Wild Growth goes down, Goats coming in with the Twisted Advance into Arcane Smash. Backer picking that one up onto Sona. Now chasing after Ultimate goes down into Ventral Maelstrom. And Fragger looking to reclaim a kill onto Etnex. Paranoia goes down straight onto top lane, onto I'm a Team Captain. I'm a Team Captain. I like it. And that will be a 2-for-1 trade over the entire map. Fragger is still in the enemy jungle. Glitterlance goes down, a lot of damage coming down onto Etnex, into the auto attacks as well. Health Picks will not finish that one off, Health Pop runs down, along with the exhaust in the hands of Fragger, and that will be the Siphon over the wall. Kaostv picking that one up. And, wow.
A lot of stuff, and Malunu's going to take the opportunity, having killed Jace up top. He's going to push down this tower. Possibly not taking it, but he's certainly going to be putting it onto very low health, and Goats is going to be forced to run straight up there. So if Goats stays there when Malunu is, to push out the lane after Malunu's been there, that's probably going to mean he might well forfeit some of his jungle camps. I mean, or possibly just get ignored while he's, wow, yeah, Malunu doesn't care. Taking that tower.
Yeah, that's the thing with support junglers in general. Like, they're great at ganking, but that's all they really bring to it. Yes, they have a lot of early game damage, and maybe some in mid game, but when it gets down to it, they don't have enough damage to really do anything to bruisers, and even when it gets to late game, they do very little to carries as well, especially if they have like either Spellvamp or Lifesteal. So, basically, you can just afford to ignore them. Like, they just don't do enough. They're not that big of a damage threat to actually do anything. What they do bring is massive utility, and that's what makes them so strong.
Yeah, and just gonna quickly shove down a ward there, I think. Yeah, this is very well warded actually here by CURSE. Pretty much they have vision of the entire top jungle for... oh boy, and I'm the team captain's been caught by Anguish. Phage Proc's going in there and didn't pick up the kill. I'm kind of almost surprised by that actually.
Almost surprised, but not quite.
I'm never surprised. Wizard arrives exactly when you... Wait, what? So yeah, and yeah, bot lane right now, I need to check the stats here. What's going on in bot lane? Ezreal is actually significantly out-farming. Wow, that's a good 23 CS they have over Slepper right now with Ezreal. And yeah, I think, honestly, I can't rate Corki as compared to Ezreal late game.
Meanwhile, Kaostv jumping onto the tab. Siphon goes down into the Ignite. Will that be enough combined with his ultimate? Health pot. There we go. We'll eventually pick that one up.
Yeah. And Diana Ghost. The only Ghost that can actually use AP. Because it still gets the on-hit proc on her attacks. Yeah.
I see.
Oh dear, and Kaostv may have overextended there a bit. Careful. We have to be very careful with Malunu here, who is just... Wow. That was a very questionable decision, actually. I've got to be honest. Like, he seemed like he was just going to rely on being Maud and just tank everything, but he underestimated the tower damage and he underestimated Malunu's damage. Something that Goats almost did as well there. Yeah.
Oh, Crescendo goes down, Dance X Revolution onto Fragger. Next taking a huge amount of damage in return though from Slepper, with the attention of 6 being elsewhere, and now he is caught in a bad position. Flash goes down, and Paranoia over the wall, and that will be picking the kill straight onto Slepper. Damage down apparently.
Game over. How sad for Sona there, Arcade Sona. This is what I'm referencing, I should mention this. But yes, right now, Curse, pretty strong position actually, though. Even though Ezreal is significantly outfarming Corki, and I would say Ezreal probably has a better late game, Corki has some kills on him, and the rest of Curse's team is very, very strong. I mean, both teams are actually very, very strong late game, but right now, I'd say Curse probably has the stronger team. Irelia is amazing, is amazingly strong mid game, and oh, sorry, and so is Nocturne and Corki and Lulu and everyone else on their team. But sorry, I'm getting a bit mixed up here. But yeah, whereas some of the characters on WINFAKT's team won't peak until late game, really. I mean, Ezreal, yes, he's a strong mid game AD carry, but he's still an AD carry. He'll hit his stride in late game most of all, and Mordekaiser, obviously, the more gold he gets, the more of a murder machine he becomes. So,
Abs lying away, jumping onto next move, 4 goes down into the Crescent Sweep, into the second Lunar Rush. Oh, the picking up that kill with Hail Cascade, rather, and the best of the Englishes. And Maluno, the rest of the team is following onto Drake. Nothing they can really do about it.
Nope. Looks like they'll be edging out in front again, like a little bit more gold, like taking this little advantage here. And now it looks like they're going to be applying some pressure, maybe looking for a pick onto maybe one of the WINFAKTs at their mid tower, or maybe they're just going to check their jungle, sweep it, ward it, then they'll probably back out. Irelia is going to get that farm up bot. So yeah, right now WINFAKT really actually kind of wants big team fights. I know they are actually currently behind, but they probably have the better team fight composition right now. They have a lot of kind of AoE, and they have AoE damage, AoE CC, and AoE mitigation. Whereas Curse probably wants more sort of broken up fighting, where they can use the mobility they have, where they can use the gap closers and really strong duelists that are on their team. So yeah, they're probably going to just sit around, leave a couple of guys in mid, keeping Malunu there, yeah, just in case they try and force an engagement. And Slepper and Fraggle will just sort of sit around there, careful.
Yeah, this could be an initiation there. Twisted Advance goes straight down, but there's the Valkyrie into the flash, bringing him further than he really intended. Ventral Maelstrom goes down. Slepper also being chunked out as well. That'll be the Dance X Revolution, and...
Cannon engaged.
Maluno now jumping onto Ghost. Ooh, Shock Blast as well for Acceleration Gate. Kaostv just returning to it. Also interesting to note is that Kaostv, well, not Kaostv, it's just Kaostv, his model, all his models have been increased in size. But Mordekaiser, his model has been increased in size. Doesn't look all that bigger. It is noticeable, but
a subtle kind of touch up, I think. Like, helps him stay relevant in the Nautilus era, where he is feeling a little undersized. But Etnex was being a bit paranoid at bot there. He was checking that side bush for an Irelia, and it looks like he's right to be paranoid because Anguish is definitely looking for him. Kind of waiting around the bush.
They'd be really mean to Etnex. I know it's like it's all all fine and war, but Etnex is so paranoid, and he's really right to be, but they have been mean to him. It's just like, what, before you had Tabs as Diana jumping onto him from the bush.
Going to be in a Anguish very awkward position now.
Looking to do the same. Etnex, what can he do? He does have the Arcane Shift, he's going to use it in that way. I'm not sure if that was the best idea. There's the Equilibrium Strike, gets the stun down as well. Etnex is forced to trade basically, and that will be the kill.
Yeah, the problem he faced there was that Aurelia has a Trinity Force, and he does not have a Zeal.
Right.
Oh, no, he does. He does have.
Yeah, he does. He has
Trinity
Trinity
Force
Force.
too. He must have a slower base movement speed then, because she was definitely catching up on him, like without any kind of. Yeah, actually, she has 453 movement speed at the moment. He has 419. So yeah, Anguish was definitely closing the gap, even without him using Arcane Shift. So he wanted to save it to escape from her gap closer, but he just couldn't do it, essentially. Like, if he waited, she would just kill him anyway. So he had to blow his Arcane Shift, and then she gap closed. It was, yeah, a rock and a hard place, and he was right to be paranoid, but sadly he wasn't paranoid enough.
Yeah, it was basically, it showed game sense. Like, he knew someone was going to be there. He didn't even have wards around the area, but he knew. It was just, as you said, he just wasn't paranoid enough. But, valiant attempt. And it does show. Like, Etnex is very good as an AD carry. Not saying that other people aren't, but his game sense as an AD carry, I don't know, I feel like it's almost unrivaled. He's very good at the character as an AD. He's just very good at the role mechanically.
Looks like they're going to be. WINFAKT's going to be trying to catch out Aurelia here. They have some pretty good mobility with Acceleration Gate and Sona's E.
Oh, yeah, and the vision has been granted by the sapling. Anguish flashing out of there actually, and they don't really want to go for this dive. They don't know where the rest of the team could potentially be. And
Tabs is going to be pushing mid down as hard as he can, but Ezreal ult is going to try and clear out the creeps and hit one caster.
1 minion.
Oh, wow, and yeah, that's the sheer survivability of that tower. I mean, Tabs took comparatively little damage there. But yeah, WINFAKT just going to back out, even though it's 4v5 at the moment. Surprised about that.
Yeah, team captain popping the shock blast over the wall. Actually picking up the mid tower regardless, actually, and the rest of the team is just kind of wondering about the area. Baron could definitely be a thing with Luno looking for the engage. As you said, they want this grouped up fight in the jungle, but CURSE don't want it. That's why they're backing off. CURSE could probably win this team fight, but they don't want to. They don't want to go for the engage. They want this split up team fight where they can get no more skirmishes. They don't want a full-blown, close-quarters team fight. And you can see WINFAKT trying to force it. They want this to happen. They need to keep them in the jungle. Fragga potentially being caught. They will maybe be backing off. Team captain taking a huge amount of damage, though. There's the ultimate slap-up, also being chased after by Goat. There has been Squirrel, a lot of tenacity going down as well. Maluno actually chasing after team captain, will pick up that kill. It's 1-for-1 so far. Leopard did fall, and Kaostv has the ghost. This is not a position they want to be in. However, Anguish coming in as well. Tabs coming in from the north and completely bursting out Mordekai's, removing the ghost in turn. Maokai will also fall, and NX will actually be taken out. Teller will proc, and that's the ace.
Wow, 5-for-1 there. And the problem was WINFAKT tried too hard to force it there. They took a lot of damage chasing, and then they dived, essentially. And the mobility of, you know... Oh, Tabs, stop joking. You joker.
You were alone the whole time.
You kind of feel like you just need to shut up for
yeah,
for the joke.
For the joke. I'm sorry, I like Diana's voice acting.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. But regardless, they're going to have to be careful not to overstay here, actually. If they get taken out here, then that could be really awkward for them, because it could be a free Baron after this. Wow.
Fragga. Fragga. I am the team captain, hoping to lead the charge. The longest of the chases. Blast will be juked. Fragga tried to get out. Oh, Mercury Cannon. If he was a melee, he could have gotten out of that. Oh, wow.
And yeah, like I said, free Baron. That was the danger. CURSE there got too greedy, and they really wanted to take out that inhibitor. But they couldn't quite do it fast enough, and they ended up getting caught out and having their team picked off one by one. And obviously this Baron could put WINFAKT very much back into contention. They're probably strong enough to take this.
Yeah, and Slepper will actually be bursted down immediately, and that will be the purple team taking Baron Nashor. It was a good idea basically for Corki to poke them. As an AD carry, you would have thought, why is he doing that? 1 versus 5, what's he doing? But he can, because he's got range. He can poke them. He can get the outer members of the team, and just basically do some more damage. And actually, Maluno potentially caught in a very bad position. Siphon goes out by Kaostv and just damage all over the place. Something also chiming in for some more damage. That would be the shutdown.
Transformation complete.
Yeah, and WINFAKT really are controlling the pace right now. They have like this constant kind of flow where their team is just a rolling juggernaut, and every time Curse do something, they do it piecemeal. They send in one person, that one person get insta-gibbed. Yeah, they need to kind of get themselves back into the formation they were in before. They need to get back into a kind of a group rather than into just like individual people.
Oh.
And yeah, they're just going to be chasing after. Yeah. And actually, I'm not going to be making anything of that. So yeah, that's actually put WINFAKT ahead on gold now. They very much come back in the last sort of 3-4 minutes, and it's just entirely because of that inhibitor. It was too greedy, and you know, Curse paid for it heavily. They should have backed out.
Yeah, and it's looking dodgy. This is honestly much evener. Yep, let's go with that.
It's much more even, perhaps.
Yes, that's what I was going for, but it just came out with it's even.
You could even say it was much more even.
Yeah, I could do.
I wouldn't know. But, right, so, yeah. While the Baron buff lasts, WINFAKT are obviously going to be stronger in a straight team fight. And honestly, I think they're probably going to still be stronger in a straight team fight even afterwards. They've all been back and bought now, they've taken advantage of the gold they have. And, like I said, they have this very strong team fighting composition. And they now are starting to get some Guardian Angels. Who has them? Irelia has one, and so does Jace. But Etnix right now is potentially risking his life, and yeah, he's gonna die.
Oh, he does have Arcane Shift though. There it is. Anguish actually flashing in with the Equilibrium Strike as well. Wow. What happens when 4 people jump on an AD carry?
Yep. Game sense didn't work out for him that time, I'm afraid, because he just wasn't alert enough to the fact that the entire team was missing, and they could have been in the place they were actually. And obviously, picking out an AD carry at this stage of the game is really important. It becomes really, really like vital. Like if you can, it's the main damage source on the team. If you want to win a team fight against a team, take out their AD carry, basically.
Yeah, and I guess it's because there was so many wards down by Purple Team which have actually run out, fully enough, that he's probably thought he was probably safe. But they just bypassed all of them. So, that's, yeah.
It's quite possible to kind of predict where people like to ward. People always ward in the same places. But if you know the players personally, you can sometimes actually predict where they personally will ward. And I know a lot of the high elo players like to duo queue with each other. I'm not saying that's necessarily what's going on here, but it's possible.
Yeah, and plus in scrims as well, you just learn how they play. So, it's fully possible.
Metagame. But, yeah. So, right. Ezreal right now is actually is 1-4 actually. He's not doing as well as I thought he was. He's still out CSing Corki, but he's not been doing great lately. I mean, he is still a pretty significant damage source, and you can actually see the changes to the way people are building these AD carries now. They've built Trinity Force and then Last Whisper rather than going for an Infinity Edge, although that could actually be because he's constantly being dived by really high armor targets. I mean, Aurelia is 215, Diana has 140, Nocturne has 118. Yeah, he's built that Last Whisper because there is a lot of armor for him to deal with. And,
Meluna wants to go with the clutch spell shield, and here comes the initiate. Moonfall landing on 3 people as well. Kaostv right in the rear end of their team. And next will be surely picked up by Meluna, chasing after him with Anguish jumping on to Maokai as well. Fragger just sitting in between the rest of them. Taz will be picked up, now turns into a ghost. And Maokai and Mordecai are turning this one around. And the team captain has been dropped into Guardian Angel. Slepper picking up that kill onto Kaostv, killing the ghost in turn as well. Blaters goes down onto the team captain from Anguish. Anguish, I'm not entirely sure if you can actually... Well, another Blaters goes down. Equilibrium Strike onto 6, and
yeah,
that will be 2 for 4.
I said before they probably had a better team fighting composition. Turns out I was kind of wrong. It's not because their composition is bad, though. It's because, essentially, Aurelia and Nocturne are such amazingly strong characters right now. They are both doing extremely well, and they both have huge resistances and huge health. They can die, basically. Like, an AoE sort of composition like this, which has two squishies, doesn't have a very strong front line to keep them off. The two diving characters they have are so fed and so strong right now, they can just easily, completely sort of force WINFAKT to spread out, and their composition doesn't work in that scenario.
Yeah, I only caught the bottom of it because obviously I was looking at a different part of the team fight. That's the problem when you have team fights which are so split up. It's very difficult to keep your eye on the rest of it. But basically Mordecai was trying to get to the squishies and everyone else. Exhaust went down. He was away from them for a long time. That was like 2, 3, 4 seconds where he just couldn't close with them and he wasn't doing anything. He was just being kited to all hell by Fragger.
Oh wow, Tabs built another Magi's. I don't know when he did this. But yep, that's ballsy. Tabs. I can't. Oh, but it looks like he's going to get picked off here, actually. Possibly.
How about them stacks?
He's only got 5 already. It's horribly inefficient. Tabs, you're setting a bad example. People are going to build Magi's
people are going to copy you now.
Oh, you're terrible. Oh well.
He really likes that build. It's once again the Lichbane, the Magi's, and the Zhonya's Hourglass.
Yeah, well, Diana does have somewhat of a similar playstyle to Fizz. Like, possibly not so much of the dodging out again afterwards, and it looks like actually they're going to go for a Baron here, and honestly, I'm not surprised. WINFAKT can't afford to contest it because they have 2 inhibs down, and they need to devote a lot of their time to CSing, basically, to fighting off the creeps and stopping them from winning the game.
Fighting off the Diana,
Yeah, that too. And, yeah. It's looking really bad for WINFAKT now. I mean, CURSE haven't made any more huge mistakes like they did with that inhibitor. And it looks like WINFAKT are just not going to be able to stop them if it comes down to it. Aurelia, ooh, so close actually right now.
Oh, there's a flash into Equilibrium Strike, chasing down onto Etnex. Huge damage coming out into Paranoid. That will be the immediate pick. 4 versus 5 right now without the AD carry. This is the kill time, basically, and now Slepper following up onto the Squirrel.
Yeah, I'm the team captain, got forced out there as well, and like they're just a really bad situation right now, but they're looking for a pick onto Slepper. If they can get a Mord Ghost off Slepper, then they don't need to worry about not having an AD carry.
We'll have yours, and Moonfall actually goes down. Kaostv being bursted down so hard. He will eventually die. That shield actually keeping him alive for a little while, but even if he does die here, they won't get the Ghost. There's the double kill, 4 for 1.
I have to say, actually,
got
the game is probably over now, but I have to say I don't like Kaostv's build right now. He's building too much AP and he's not building enough resistances. It was pretty clear that CURSE was just trying to focus him out. Like, if he went to try and burst down Hockey, they would just focus him down. Like, sod the Etnex, sod the AD carry. They didn't need to worry about that. Just focus him out, and then you can't get that Ghost, even if he does manage to kill someone. And he was so squishy as a result of his build that I don't think he was, able to really tank that much. And especially when they had those 2 really strong diving characters.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested he didn't get a Deathfire Grasp as well, which you generally see on Mordekaiser's, so you can burst down that AD carry, and then ult, and then you get the Ghost. Like, that's generally how it works, like, he just unload his combo. So, yeah, anyway, guys, we're going to jump into another break, and when we get back, it will be the finals. So, yeah, any closing remarks, Billington, until we close off?
Not really. That was a pretty good game, though, actually. I've got to say, I rather enjoyed it. It was that really nice turnaround by WINFAKT, but sadly they kind of lost out in the end, just sheerly because Aurelia and Nocturne was so strong at that point.
Yeah, so anyway guys, gonna jump to that break, and yeah, stay tuned, it should be an amazing final.